Oh, you're back. You can't be eating all the digestive biscuits. Okay, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to make a banoffee, and I've titled it "Get Offy Your Banoffee." Okay, so if you're kind of sitting at home and you're not too sure what you can be doing with yourself, this is a very easy to do no bake cake again, just like the lemon cheesecake. Alright, so I'm going to take you through the whole process of how to do it. There's only a couple of ingredients and there's not much skill involved either. And you'll be delighted with the outcome because you'll end up with a really, really nice cake that hopefully your whole family can enjoy. So let's get started. Okay, so just like the cheesecake, you need to make your base, and it's the exact same base as the banoffee. One thing that you can do with the banoffee that's different to the lemon cheesecake is you can add in brown sugar. But today I'm just going to keep it the same as the lemon cheesecake. I want to kind of keep it easy for everybody to make, and it doesn't really make too much of a difference either. It's going to be delicious either way. So you need your digestive biscuits, and I'm going to use a dish that's slightly bigger than the lemon cheesecake dish. I'm going to use this big massive dish here. Okay, so this is probably, the lemon cheesecake dish is about 9 inches, this is probably about 12. So for that reason I'm going to use 18 biscuits. So we used 12 biscuits with the lemon cheesecake. Today we're going to use 18. So we're going to bash up all the biscuits like I did. So I added my digestive biscuits into a sealable bag, and then I bashed them up, as you can see there. So that's kind of the texture that you kind of want, alright? So once you have that done, then you can melt your butter. So again, if you're using a similar size tin as the cheesecake, what I'd probably recommend is not a cheesecake tin if you're making a banoffee. You'd probably want to make it in something like this. Okay, so you'd make it you'd make a banoffee in something like this, something that the bottom doesn't come away or doesn't lift off, because you're going to be scooping those slices out and putting them on the plate. All right. Okay, so we're going to melt our butter. So I think we used about 50 to 60 grams of butter for a 9-inch tray. So because we're going to be using about a 12-inch tray, I'm going to use about 80 grams of butter. And the little trick that I used, instead of using pots and pans to melt your butter, I'm just going to use the microwave. So pop it into a cup that's microwavable. And a big thank you to my niece who pointed out from my last video, because I think I was saying that I couldn't put the butter on for 40 seconds. I had to put it on for 60 seconds because my microwave only went in 30 seconds at a time. But actually there's another button on my microwave that allows me to go 5 seconds at a time. So thank you to my niece Holly who told me about that. So now we can add those seconds on very easily. So while we're waiting for our butter to melt, I am going to give you a tongue twister. So instead of doing riddles like we did last Thursday, today it's going to be a tongue twister. I'm going to read it out slowly, and then I'm going to try and give it a go fast. And I'll also put it in the description as well, so that you can give it a go so when you're watching the video. Okay, so are you ready? For tongue twister number 1. We'll give another one throughout this video as well. Okay, so let's go with Peter Piper picked a peck of picked peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Good. So I'm going to give this one a go now really quick. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pick up peppers. Where's the pick up? Peter Piper picked. I can't do it. Okay, I'll have to give that another go later on. But there you go. See if you can give that one a go. I'm going to put that in the description so you can check that now. Okay. So our butter is ready. I'm just going to give that a little stir. Okay. Brilliant. So we're going to now add in our crumble into the bowl.
Like so. And if you see any big bits of biscuit in there, you can just give them a bit of crumble.
Yeah, and don't forget to wash your hands actually, especially at a time like this. You know, you want to make sure that your hands are properly washed and that you've used maybe some of the antibacterial gel as well.
Just because you want to be sharing this out, and it is an oak baked cake, so you want to take all the precautions. Alright, so now that I have that there, I'm going to mix it, make sure it's really well mixed. And again, just like the lemon cheesecake when I was saying about making the base, you want to make sure you do this as quick as possible because you don't want the butter to set before you actually line the base of your tin or whatever you're going to make your banoffee in. Okay. So I hope you're thinking again after your banoffee now, making this at some stage this week. I'd be delighted to see some pictures of your banoffee. I really don't think that you'll be disappointed. Okay. Okay. Okay, now this is coffee. Yum. Yum. Okay. There we go. It's lit. And if you think it needs more butter, that's okay to melt a bit more butter, just add it in. But I'm kind of, if I try and smooth it within the bowl, and I can see that's going smooth, just let me know if there's enough butter in there, okay? Before I empty it out the tray. I've often emptied it out to the tray, realised I need more butter, and basically poured it back into the bowl, melted more butter and added it in. So it's never too late, unless you're really, but I did the bananas and the cream and everything. Okay, so let's smooth all this out. Okay, so just like the cheesecake, you want to smooth out your biscuit base. Okay, so smooth that out.
You know what? I'm actually going to add this back. I'm going to put more butter on here because it isn't sticking as much as I wanted to. Okay, so but that's okay. Alright. As I said, there's no point in continuing if you think that there's not enough butter on it, because when you go to slice into your banoffee, you want the base to be able to come with the whole piece, because your base is what's going to hold that cream and banana on the top of it when you slice into it. If the base is not hard enough, the base will just crumble away and you'll just end up with a big mess. So you really kind of want to kind of have a good solid base for your banoffee. Okay, so I'm going to add that in there and stick that in.
Okay, so well done guys for the riddles last week. A couple of you got the riddles right. Okay, you're spot on. And I don't think I put it in the comment, I don't think I put the answers in the description, but I'll do that as well this week. So, I don't know, does anybody else like digestive biscuits with butter on them? We used to have these as kids, like when we were small, it was a real treat. It's just so tasty. Okay, so add that over there now. I'm going to add that in there. And once again, give it a good mix. Yeah, I think this is going to be perfect. Okay, and now, we've done that step again. And if I see any kind of big like this, I'm just kind of crushing them with a spoon in there. Okay, so let's add that in there now. And again, like before, I'm just going to smooth that base out as best as possible. And then we'll stick it in the fridge. And by putting it in the fridge, it's just kind of allowing the base just to kind of harden and be ready then for when you want to start putting the topping on, which will be very soon. We'll do that. Let's not prepare and do that straight away.
It'd be perfect. I kind of find that sometimes with bacon, if you kind of just do things a bit more roughly, it actually ends up better, ends up tastier, it ends up working out right. If you over whisk things, if you overdo things, it never seems to work out as well. So what I would say to you is try and embrace a little bit of imperfection and allow yourself to just, you know, give it a go and try not to worry too much about getting it right. I'm going to stick this in the fridge. Make a bit of room, sorry. There. Okay, now and I have that in the fridge. So we want to start doing our topping now. So before we do that, I'm going to give you another tongue twister. Are you ready? Okay, so some of you might have heard of this one. Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. Oh God, that's even harder than the other one. Let's give it a go. Okay, Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said some butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. No, not quite right, was it? But nearly there. I was getting a bit excited. I thought I was actually going to do it. So I'll put that one down in the description box below and give that one a try as well. And if you fancy recording yourself and sending those recordings on to me, you have my email address, Stephen, STEVEN @thresholdtraining.ie, or you can even send them through a voice message thing on WhatsApp. Okay, so let's start with the topping. So what we need for our topping is bananas, and generally what I would say for the bananas when you're making a banoffee is that the banana shouldn't be too ripe. So that maybe like there's a slight kind of a green in the skin is kind of what you really want. These are probably a little bit too ripe, okay, but it's just what I have at the moment, and I don't want to waste them by buying other bananas and then letting these kind of go to waste. Okay, and then the other thing then is Coronation, Nestle Coronation Caramel. So there's two different types. One is condensed milk and one is caramel. If you buy the condensed milk, it means that you just have to boil it in a pot. I don't know, for maybe half an hour. I'm not really too sure for how long. I always just buy it as caramel. So that step of boiling the tin is already done for you. And it's literally just a matter of scooping it out of the tin. But it's delicious. And that's what's really going to make it really nice and tasty. And then the other thing is cream. So because of the size of the banoffee I'm making, I'm going to use a 500ml thing of fresh Irish cream. But if you're making a smaller banoffee, obviously use less. And also as well, what I have then to top it all off then is I got this as a gift from my sister on Saturday, which is a dairy milk Crunchie bits. You can get the normal Crunchies if you like, but I decided because I had this in the house that I would use this as well. So I'm just going to stick that in the fridge because it makes it easier to cut up and then sprinkle on top of your banoffee at the end. Ooh, I get excited. So, okay, so let's get started. Ready to put on, actually, no, we'll do the cream first because we need the cream to be ready to cover the bananas quickly. The cream actually seals the bananas, so it stops them from going black and it keeps the air off them. So we'll get our cream ready first. Okay, so this cream is from Tesco's, I think, and I think it's about €2.50 for 500ml. Cream. Alright, so we can stick that there. Okay, now let's get our base back out and we're going to layer the base now with caramel. Okay, so ideally you would probably want to leave this base in for a little bit longer. Because if your base is kind of not quite set when you're adding the caramel on top and you're going to smooth out your caramel, it can just pull the base up with it. So it's ideally you kind of want to leave your base in for maybe about 20-25 minutes in the fridge just to kind of properly set. Okay, so let's start. you're just kind of pouring it out. And what I kind of do is if you kind of, when you're scooping it out or pouring it out, you just put it in different sections of your cake so you don't have to. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Alright, so now what we want to do is start slicing our bananas. So I'm going to get a chopping board, nice clean chopping board. Alright, and I'm going to take the skins off all the bananas first. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. We don't want the bananas going black. So now I have bananas covering the base and a bit wash. Okay, now it's time to pour the cream. I'm going to scoop the cream out. So I don't know if you have one of these, but these are really good. They're kind of like I don't know what it's called, if it's like a silicone or something like that, but it's really good for like cream and stuff like that, because you can really scoop it. The way this moves around the bowl just allows you to get every little bit of the cream or whatever it is that you've made out. So we're just going to scoop the cream out and making sure to cover all of the bananas. Okay, right up to the edge. You don't want to have any air getting into the banana. That's the trick. Stop your bananas from going back. Because when you slice into your banoffee, you want your bananas to look fresh. You don't want them to look dark.
Oops. Okay, we're nearly there.
Notice as well, when you're whipping your cream, try not to over whip your cream, because this can be a very heavy dessert. You don't want your cream to be buttery. You want it to be very nice and light, just kind of like what you get in like a chocolate eclair or a cream slice, just where the cream is just nice and light and there's not that buttery taste to it. Okay, so put that over there. Nothing to see here. God. Okay, and now it's time to do our topping. Alright, so I'm just going to stick that over a bit closer there. Okay, so with your topping, you just need to decide how much topping you want to put on.
Okay, so I'm going to use this much because I'm going to get a sharp knife like so. I'm just going to step on it really like between mind your fingers, and you're only roughly cutting. You're not kind of cutting it like perfectly. You don't want it to be too great, it can be big chunks, small chunks, little tiny pieces.
Okay, so very important, we just want to make sure that the chocolate is okay before we put it onto the cake, because if we put it onto the cake before tasting it, we could end up ruining the cake if the chocolate's not alright, so just make sure. Yeah, okay, just make sure. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, so you're probably all on to me at this stage now, aren't you? Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle this on to my banoffee. This kind of really does finish it off, actually, the sprinkles. It kind of just gives it a bit more of a real kind of a cake look. And as I said, depending, maybe your favorite chocolate bar is a is a Twix or a Mars bar or a Snickers or whatever. So you can really kind of decide, or you can Maltesers, you can just change it up every time. Okay, and voila, you have your Banoffee. Alright, so I'm going to show you now that end result. See, you have your Banoffee there. So I'm going to stick this now into the fridge. Alright, and let that go. And now I have to tidy up.